and thanks for watching Remake TV. I'm Jasmine Bowen, and this is What's Going On. We have a great episode for you right now, an issue that a lot of you think about. But before we get there, do you want to win $500? $500 just for telling your friends about all the great stuff you see on Remake TV? So easy. Click on our contest banner, enter your friends' names. I know you told them about that great video you watched yesterday anyway. So enter their names and you get another shot to win $500, and we're giving that away once a month. On top of that, $10,000 at the end of our contest just to one lucky grand prize winner who told all his or her friends about the great stuff on Remake TV. So make sure you do that after the video. Now, I welcome Daniella and Gilbert to our studio. Thanks so much for coming out, guys. And you guys are president and vice president of Debt Masters. Yes. So tell me a little bit about the company.
Debt Master was created in 2005.
Okay.
Due to the fact that we personally got in financial difficulties,
okay.
And we couldn't find the help and the need that we for the situation we were in. So I decided to make a difference, and I created Debt Master, and we have a one-stop shop that we take clients in financial difficulties and we guide them through the whole process, and direct them so that they can go back to the financial freedom.
Wow, that's great that you created it out of a need for yourself, and this is a need that so many people have in this economic downfall that's going on. So Danielle, what's your role in the company?
My role in the company is is to support him and also show the people, because we have lots of couples, people with family, and we approach this business as a family-oriented business where it's not just the man having problems, it's not just a woman having problem, it is the whole family, like we've been through. It was not just Gilbert that had financial issues, it was me that was through the process incorporated in the issue, and by that turn of event our children also were affected, because when there is financial turmoil in the household, it's the whole household that suffers.
Not just the parents.
So I am a wife, I am a mother, and I'm here to with our clients to say that we process the whole family as an entity. We process the couple, and that's how we help not only a person, we help the whole household. The children should not suffer, like the wife should not suffer, because God knows at the time when we had the financial turmoil, I was so ill, and that's what created the issue, that we needed someone to comfort me and say, do not worry. Nobody was there.
Absolutely.
We are here to say, do not worry, we will help you, and do not worry, little children, we will take care of mom and dad.
That's definitely a great message to send out. So you work with people who have kind of dug themselves into a financial hole.
Definitely.
Yes. Is this anybody, or do you specify in say student debt or debt at middle age? Do you have a...
We're the only company that will help even the student that have a student loan to get back on their feet. We'll do an informal proposal that it's called, and we help. It's all range of ages. There's not really an age to be in debt.
Okay, yeah.
And we have our program. We have 22 programs, so the chance of having the help from the start to the finish for every client is on the high side, so that we can guarantee success at getting them back where they want to be financially.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of those programs that you have to get people back on their feet?
We have programs that will help them if they have a huge debt. We'll do a consumer proposal, and we'll guide them throughout the whole process. We work for the clients. We guide them. We're there to be able to let them know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and our goal is to be able to assure them and give them the education they need, so that they don't get back into the same process.
Absolutely.
And we have all our counselors are certified, appointed appointed counselors, and every counselor will take every individual and guide them through their specific situation that they have. We go at the trustee with the client. We hold their hand from A to Z. If they're in the consumer proposal for 5 years, we're there for them for the duration of it, not just sign here and go. And at Debt Master, what we do a lot is we cover all the angles for a client. So if they go into a bankruptcy and they lose their vehicle, we get them a vehicle. And if they need to rebuild their credit, we rebuild their credit. We're international in the International Association of Professional Debt Arbitrator. I'm certified worldwide, and we are all accredited counselors also. So we have all the certificate to be able to show the client that we are there and we are certified to do it. We're not just a walk-in from the street and we started a business.
Well, it's also you were experiencing debt. Now, what got you into debt? What happened?
What happened is Daniella got quite ill with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, and she lost her job. So we had 2 incomes. Now we had only 1, and I was in construction at that time, and it didn't take too long that the bills piled up, and suddenly we got behind on payments, and we were trying to get her back on her feet, and it cost a lot. And because natural products is the way we went for her, and that comes out of your own pocket. OHIP doesn't pay for that. So suddenly we got at the point where now we're going to lose our house. We owed $120,000, and we refinanced the house. We took a second mortgage for $38,000, and I paid that debt in 2 months, and I was very successful. We paid only $26,000. So I went out there to get my credit reestablished, and it was too expensive. We just couldn't have it done. So that's when I decided, okay, I want to do something about it. I want to help people.
Absolutely.
And that's when the whole thing started, from one client to another. I started at my house. Now we have our central office in Brampton. We have 4,000 square feet. And we're an in-house business. We have broker if you need a mortgage. We have a lawyer if you have a legal problem. We have an accountant if your taxes are not done. So you don't have to wait and book another appointment in somewhere else in GTA. You do it right on the spot. And we have 9 other locations also, from Hamilton to Oshawa.
So in 6-7 years, you guys have come up quite a bit.
Yes, we've been very successful, and we've been building it a day at a time and one client at a time. And
which is
word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Yes.
Word of mouth. And it's the success of Debt Master is by helping the people, by showing them that it's not all about the money. That we do this, we do it because we went through it, and we guide them through the whole system.
Absolutely. Now, I hope you're feeling better.
I'm feeling really well, and that's why now I can be beside him and help him. But during the process of getting better, for which it's the case for everyone that is ill and going to financial difficulties, there's on top of trying to get healthy, you have this stress about financial burden. How can you get better if your mind is cluttered with all those bills, all the people calling your house? It's so scary. I was getting sicker and sicker every time I would hear the phone ring.
I'm sure it did not help.
And even a person that is healthy today and has financial difficulties, they will get sick by hearing the phone, and you know who's at the other end. So now that I'm healthy and we went the traditional way, there's a cost. Now that I'm healthy, I can relate to a person that says, I'm getting sick. Yes, we know those creditors make you sick, but we can make you better in so many ways because we've been there. I'm the one that got better.
Absolutely.
So, thank God for Gilbert, who learned first from the street how to deal with it, because I would be in a wheelchair. Honest to God, I would be in the wheelchair because the stress that those creditors put you through can lead you to heart attack, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
And once he took care of our household, that's when I also got better. I was getting this treatment, but I was getting my treatment from taking care of the family.
Now, while you were sick, you were probably having also to deal with all these creditors calling, right? What makes Debt Masters different from all the people that you guys were trying to deal with when you were trying to get back on your feet? What makes you kind of set apart from all the other organizations out there that are like you?
Well, Gilbert is one that has learned from the street to speak to those creditors. He is not afraid to speak to them, and for him getting there, like, he always remembers how I felt anxious when I heard those calls. So when he negotiates or talks to a creditor, he has his wife behind his line saying, "You will not make this client sick." So he has the power built in already.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great personal story to come from that I think a lot of people can relate to at home and while using your business, to really hear that you guys do understand. So let's take an average person, say 30, 35 years old, in enormous amount of debt from mortgage, still from school, have a couple of kids that are certainly not helping the debt. What would you do? What would you advise?
Well, the system, the way it works is, since the law changed in September, bankruptcy and proposal, consumer proposal, is all set on a surplus of income.
Okay.
So if you take the net income coming in and the monthly bills, at the end of the day, if you have a positive cash flow, then it will direct you through a consumer proposal or a debt settlement, depending how much equity you got in your house. And that will decide which side you're going to go.
Okay.
If you're in a negative cash flow, 90% of the time the direction will be going through a bankruptcy, which is the last resort. You want to put the time.
Yeah, I heard that bankruptcy is not, I mean, it sounds like the way out, but there's a lot of negative impact from it.
It's a long-term impact. People do not realize that instead of trying to go through a consumer proposal if they can afford it, that the consumer proposal shows that you're taking responsibility. You're not taking the easy way out. You will make your payment to an average of 30% of what you owe. A bankruptcy, it doesn't mean that person's taking the easy way out, because some life got in the way.
Yeah, sometimes you can't get out of it.
It was not done on purpose. It happened. She got sick, blah, blah. So the thing is, what we do is educate them. Okay, these are your choice. We try to show them that if you go over here, this is going to be the result on the long term. If you go on the consumer proposal, you're taking responsibility a little bit more because you can afford it on the positive cash flow. Sometimes they don't have it, so it's not because they don't want to pay for it. They're in that bind. A lot of people come and they have power sale. They think they're going to lose their house. They're told they will. We will stop those if it's not too late. Half the time will come to us, we're their last resort. So they tried everything and now they have no more money. They got a debt consolidation from their house, took the equity out, paid their debt, but within 2 years they're back in the same hole because they didn't catch up. They weren't told or educated how to get out of it. We take the time to do that. People have garnishing. They get 40% of their salary garnished. They can't survive. They come to us. We'll stop that. We'll show them how not to get that again. We'll direct them to the right place to go, how to deal with it. We show the client that there is light at the end of the tunnel, even if it looks very dark.
Yes.
But what we do is we explain to them, we take their problem on our shoulder. We want them to relax and follow the system that we have.
Can you explain the negative effects of bankruptcy? Because it does seem like the easy way out. Declare bankruptcy, all your debts are gone, start fresh.
Yes, bankruptcy is the last resort on any problem regarding financial difficulties. But what happens is if they take that route, and sometimes some don't have a choice, but if they go that route, it stays on your record for 10 years.
Okay.
So if you have a mortgage, like example, and right now you have 3% interest rate, you go bankrupt, you keep your house, and you have to refinance in 1 year from now. You're in bankruptcy for, let's say, 9 months or 21 months, and when you're going to go to refinance, now you're not going to have 3%. You're going to pay 6, 9, 9, 7, 8% interest rate.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's kind of saying, well,
your risk.
You're a big risk.
Yes.
So we're going to, this is what the conditions are. We try to guide them throughout, well, this should be your last resort.
Right.
We do have clients that they come in, their mindset's on bankruptcy because the debt's gone.
Right.
You still have to pay when you go bankrupt.
You still have to pay.
You still have to pay. There is a fee regarding on the surplus of income. You have 100,000 in debt, you go bankrupt, you're still going to pay something. It's not what it used to be like 10 years ago. It's on surplus of income.
Okay.
If you're one person in a family and you go bankrupt, there's a plateau that they give you. They allow you $1,874 to live on.
Now that's not very much, especially in a city like Toronto.
That's right. But if you make only $1,800, you do not have a surplus because they allow $1,874.
Right.
So your bankrupt will become only 9 months, and a minimum fee of around $200 a month for 9 months. Yes, after that your debt's going to be gone, but the debt is not gone when you sign the bankruptcy.
Right.
The debt is gone only once you get your discharge.
Wow.
Okay. If you have a surplus, the way the surplus works is it adds more time on your bankruptcy. So if you have a surplus, you are 21 months in bankrupt. Plus they divide the surplus in half, and one half is what you pay a month for the bankruptcy, and the other half is given to you to survive on more cash for your side. Everything, people think that they can just do the bankrupt and everything is gone. It's not. The rules are there and we have to follow them, and that's what we're there for, is to show them how to get through it and make sure they understand it, because it is not 5, 7 years on your credit report, it is 10 years.
Which is a long time to rebuild. Yeah. Well, thank you for clearing that up, because I know a lot of people certainly think, I'll just declare bankruptcy and then I'll be free. But it's not like that.
Definitely not.
What is some advice you maybe give to people to avoid debt? I mean, sometimes things happen, but there are certainly things we can do to avoid it, even if we're living on a low income.
The system has been built that it is easy to get credit cards.
Yes.
And when you take a credit card, they give it to you for 6%, but if you don't follow the rules and you miss payment, now they become 18 and 21%.
Yeah.
At 6%, they were capable of paying for it, but now at 21, 29,
now they're not at all.
They can't. And the problem is they get a second card so that they can pay for the first one, and then it just becomes a snowball because now they want to catch up, and eventually they take one card to pay the other one, those cards gets full, and eventually they get the problem.
It becomes a whole mess. Well, that's certainly one way to avoid debt, is avoid credit cards. When we come back, we'll be talking about more ways to avoid debt and what makes Debt Masters different from all the other companies out there, how to save yourself. It's not the end. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, as Gilbert said. So go walk your dog, get a drink, fluff your pillows, whatever you need to do. Come right back and watch Remake TV. Welcome back to Remake TV. You're watching What's Going On, and I'm Jasmine Bowen, and we have the Debt Masters in the room with us. All right, so before the break, we were talking about credit cards and how they can be used to avoid debt, but how they can also be really scary things. What other advice do you have for avoiding debt?
Well, we have one of our products out of the 22 products that we have is a debit secure card.
Okay.
That people put their money on it and use it, and it is reported for every transaction that is done to the Equifax to be able to build a credit score. That's one of the products. And there's no interest on it. There's no penalties. It's your money that you put on it. So you use it, and every time you want to reload it, you just go on your computer and you reload your money from your bank on the card, and you keep using that card to build your credit. It's a very effective and very powerful tool for our clients. The other product we have is we do car leasing. The car leasing is a product that I created that it's going to be a 6 to 12 months program, nothing like 3 years and 5 years. And I know that people can afford the car leasing because I just did the program for putting them either bankruptcy or proposal. They will qualify for the car leasing. And the interest rate is only 8%. There's no 19, 20, and that car will be reported to Equifax. So as they make their payment, that will also build their credit. The other program that we have is a credit reestablishing. People think that, oh, I have that on my credit, I want you to remove it now. It doesn't work that way. No. The system is built that everything that's on that credit is either for 3 years up to 10 years. Yes, you paid it, it's paid in full. They said that you paid that account. It will stay there. It will show for a period of between 3 and 10. There's nothing you can do about that. But what you can do is pay your bills on time. That is the main problem people have. My payment's on the 4th, but I don't have time, I'll pay it tomorrow. It's already on your credit report. A minute after in the midnight, if you didn't make that payment you were supposed to, it is on your credit report and you're starting to lose points right away. So it's very important for people to understand that.
Yes.
And other products that we have is we have also the credit up scored. The program is built to when you want to refinance and you have a 6 months, 12 months before your mortgage is up, is we will rebuild your credit score with the program, the way that it works, and instead of paying 6.99 interest rate, they will be paying the normal, which is 3.5 with the program the way it's statute. So it's very, very powerful. It takes people 2, 3, 4 years to damage their credit, and they think that within 3 to 6 months it will be back to where it should be. Ain't gonna happen. There are companies out there that will say, we will rebuild this in 20 days, 40 days. It's not gonna happen.
All right.
It is between 3 to 5 years to fix stuff on your credit.
Wow.
The bankruptcy stays there for 10. Nobody will remove a bankruptcy until it's time. So that's very...
So anyone saying this is not telling the truth.
That's right. And people that say we'll reduce your debt down to 20% on a consumer proposal and all that, it doesn't work that way. There's a system that was put in place and it has to follow the rules. That's how it's done. So.
And I think with the products that we offer, they are to rebuild everything surrounding the household. When people come to see us and they have to go bankrupt and they lose their car, they have to go back to work the next day. Do they have to walk? Take the bus? Everybody will know they went bankrupt. When we had financial difficulties, we thought we had a label on our head saying problems, beep beep, beware. and some people are so ashamed to go through that process. And I'm sorry, but there's nothing to be ashamed of being victim of the economic system that we are confronted with. And with the credit card, it's an emotional attachment today. But when people come to our office, they sometimes have to leave their credit card behind because they have no more credit. We can provide them with a peace of mind that if there was an emergency, they could use that card. We help them manage their finance so they can have an emergency plan. If they lose their car, nobody has to know. Nobody at work. We'll just provide you with another car. You can bring your child to the doctor's appointment. You can bring the child to school. Nobody needs to know that you have a loss. You're not a loser. You're a victim of a whole process that is unfortunately not working out.
And
it's not working out.
As you showed in your situation, I mean, you did nothing wrong.
No, and people are penalized. We were penalized every corner we were turning. We were penalized in interest fee. We were penalized with the car we were driving. It was like a Flintstone car because nobody wanted to help us. We had a car that we had to push more often than it would bring us to. Everybody knew everybody knew.
Yes.
And so we try to take care of the family, make sure that the parents can drive something to bring their children here. We give them a security card, like a secure credit card, so that they can make a reservation to go somewhere they need to go. But you have to plan ahead. And it gives you a sense of security, but also accountability.
Yes.
And when you hold yourself with accountability, you're on the right track of mind to get ahead.
Absolutely, and I like how you divide your 3 sections. It's debt recovery, life recovery, as well, and credit repair. And I think that's very important that you look after people even after the papers are signed. Do you have any closing words of advice?
Well, those that feel ashamed, those that feel there's no light at the end of the tunnel, there is. We are the example of this. And we have used our energy while we were trying to recover from illness, while he was trying to recover, we were recovering in so many ways. We used the momentum to continue helping people. Now, we helped ourselves. We've learned through our process. And if we can help thousands of people through the learning and the process we went through, the more the merrier, and that's our goal. That's amazing. Our goal.
Yes. Gilbert, do you have any closing words?
Yes. My best satisfaction of doing that master is when I have a couple in front of me, and that I see them where I was, but I have the power to be able to help them, show them that, you know what, I was there,
and it's not,
and that's
all bad,
why I'm doing this today. So how many times did I tell my story? I can't count no more, but it gives them hope, and they know that we're on their side. And the satisfaction of doing that is amazing. The feeling to give hope to somebody, especially at Christmas time, that they're going to be losing their house and all that, and we tell them, ain't going to happen. We're here to help you. So people have to educate themselves. That is the most important part.
Very important, yes.
And always get a second opinion. And
you can't just tackle it by yourselves. I know there's people who think, oh, I'll just figure it out and make the payments and get out of here.
That's right.
There's an easier way out.
Now, how can we contact you guys?
Our office number is 905-712-3500.
Okay.
We also have a 1-800 number, and that one is 1-866-977-7945.
Okay.
And the receptionist will guide you through the agent, and we do a free evaluation. There's no cost for that, and we show them what is the option that they need to take. We do not tell them what to do. We guide them by giving options, and we follow up the process from there.
All right.
And we also have our website, which is foolproof. All you have to do is Masters.ca. You'll end up where we are.
Pretty easy.
Very easy.
Masters.ca. It should be on the bottom of your screen as well. There should be a link there. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show today and sharing your story and for offering advice. I wish you the best of luck in your growing business, and hopefully we'll see you worldwide.
Thank you.
Thank you. You've been watching Remake TV. I'm Jasmine Bowen, and that is the end of this episode. Catch you next time.